part C and D basically of this problem with the candy bars and doing linear regression on that. We've already done a scatter plot. As we can see here, we've done the scatter plot, and it has a linear relationship, so linear regression is a good choice to come up with an equation of a line that would best fit that data. So we can use the calculator to do that. Everything's all set up for this. Now what we need to do is do a statistical calculation called linear regression. So in order to do that, here's what we'll do. We're going to hit the stat key, and then we're going to do a calculation. So we need to move from the edit menu over to the calculation menu, which you use the right arrow for that. So you notice calc is highlighted. Now option 4 down here is linear regression. So press 4. Do not hit enter yet. If you hit enter, you need to clear the screen and go back to stat, calc, and then pick linear regression. Now there's one thing we want to do. Now some of you might have a different screen here that pops up after this, where you have a screen with some different options. And if that's you, if you don't have this screen but you have another type of screen that you do or that appears, then you need to go down to where there's an option to put in the variable where you're going to store the linear regression, and the linear regression equation needs to go in Y1. So you'll need to go down to the line that basically asks you which, where do you want this linear regression equation stored, and we need to put it in Y1. So that's a Y variable. So we're going to hit the VARS key, VARS key on the calculator, and it's a Y variable, so we need to go to the Y variables menu at the top, so right arrow, and then it's a function, so we're going to hit the first one, which is either type 1 or enter, and we're going to pick Y1, so you're going to press enter to select that, or press 1 to select it, and now we've got this here. And basically, if you have this type of calculator, you're just going to hit enter. If you have the other type of calculator operating system where you had to put the Y1 on a different line that says something like linear regression equation, then I think you have an option that says calculate, and you'll want to choose that then after you put Y1 in the proper place on your screen. Once we do that, then it gives us the linear regression analysis, which is basically all the information that we need to write down the equation of the linear regression line, which is sometimes called the line of best fit that fits that data. So here's our equation, basically where A is the coefficient of x, which would make it the slope. So the slope of this line is 2.8836, and the y-intercept is at 97.586, because that's what B is. So if you wanted to write out the equation of the line, then that equation would be y equals, and then it would be 2.8836139x plus 97.587, and so on. So that's the equation of the line that fits that data the best, that scatter plot. Now it says graph the line on the scatter diagram drawn in part A. So if we go back to the calculator now and press graph, notice how since we told it to store the regression equation in Y1, and so it did that. Now when we press graph, it actually shows the graph on there. So that's how to get the regression line equation and how to show it graphed on top of the scatter plot.